Hey guys, Jeff Wolf, president and founder of Iconic Auctions. And in my hands is a piece of music history. If you're a kid that grew up in the 90s, man, this is something that is really special. And it actually spans not just one, but two iconic bands in the career of one of the most prolific musicians in music history, quite frankly, at least modern music history. This is, of course, a original Ludwig snare drum. If you know drumming, then you know the snare drum is basically the anchor of any drum kit. And this Ludwig drum kit was part of the official house kit for Laundry Room Studios, which was the studio that was run by Barrett Jones. Now, Barrett Jones, of course, grew up back east with none other than Dave Grohl. So the story goes with this is that Barrett had the same drum kit the entire time, from the time that he was actually doing Laundry Room Studios out of his parents' laundry room. When you met Dave Grohl on the punk scene, when Grohl was just an aspiring young guy who was just trying to be a drummer in any band he could, Dave actually used this drum at that time to make some records. A few years go by and Barrett Jones lands in Seattle on that music scene, continues on with Laundry Room Studios. Of course, it spawns a little bit further out of the laundry room and into, you know, more of a legit studio. And him and Dave having the connection going all the way back to their days in DC, Maryland area, reconnect as Nirvana is just starting to take off. They start doing some promotional takes and some special tracks. And Dave actually used this snare drum when Nirvana went in to record at Laundry Room Studios in '92. They recorded a handful of tracks, including Curmudgeon and a couple other tracks that were used for special EPs and whatnot that were released at that time. So Dave and Barrett Jones, and Dave meets this drum again and records Nirvana songs with this drum. In fact, we'll put in a couple links to the songs that Dave used to record this, on this snare drum with. And then, of course, Nirvana, Kurt passes away. Dave goes on a almost year-long trip around the world to kind of find himself again, is in a state where he just wants to be near people he knows that he can trust, that know him for him from the beginning. And of course, he reconnects with Barrett Jones yet again to record, he dug up some old notes he had done from high school ideas he had for song ideas from high school. And he goes in and records a series of promos where he records all the tracks, including, of course, the drum tracks at Laundry Room Studio, yet again uses this snare drum. And of course, that project ended up becoming the Foo Fighters. So the first songs for the initial Foo Fighters record, which is a fantastic record, end up becoming recorded on this here snare drum, all the initial first recordings for Foo Fighters. So, you know, this drum was instrumental, basically covered the early punk days of Dave Grohl, the Nirvana days of Dave Grohl, and the Foo Fighter days of Dave Grohl. It's, you know, shows great wear. Of course, skin on the top's got wear. The bottom has some wear. There's a puncture hole from likely where they put a microphone for different techniques that they did, recording techniques for the drum. And then we've got the Ludwig stamping on the side and a signature from Dave. Now, this is a later signature, well after this drum was used, signed by Dave. But just a really super cool piece. It's got great provenance in the form of a letter direct from Barrett Jones himself detailing the usage of the drum. And it is just a really super cool piece. If you're a Nirvana fan, you're a Foo Fighters fan, you're a Dave Grohl fan, you'll definitely want to check this out. It's in our auction that is closing this Saturday. Make sure to register and get involved and get in your bids. Just log on to iconicauctions.com, place those bids now.